People can't get enough of Quaker Steak and Lube's award-winning wings, burgers, ribs, and much more. But we don't stop there. Our motor-themed atmosphere keeps everyone from kids to car and bike enthusiasts coming back again and again. There's always something happening here. Heck yeah, we're open. Where have you been? See what we're all about at QuakerSteakandLube.com. Welcome back, sixth and final segment here of episode 17 of Inside the Glass before the Phantoms prepare to head out to Omaha this Friday and Saturday. Time to give you the USHL Players of the Week and update the standings for you, and also take a look at the playoff picture. So lots of content here in our final segment, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the USHL CCM Forwards of the Week, and yes, I did say forwards. That was not a misspeak on my part. There were two co-forwards this week. First one was Alex Limoges of the Waterloo Blackhawks. In 2 games, he had 2 goals, 3 assists, and a +1 rating. Limoges tallied a pair of assists in Waterloo's win on Friday over Dubuque and followed it up with 3 points, 2 goals, and 1 assist in Saturday's victory over Sioux City that snapped the Musketeers' 9-game win streak. The Winchester, Virginia native has been a strong offensive player all year, but he has fit in exceptionally well with the Blackhawks since coming over from the Tri-City Storm right around the trade deadline. In his 11 games with Waterloo, Limoges has scored 16 points, giving him 47 points in 49 games. He is in his second USHL season, has 86 points in 90 career regular season games. He's also a proven playoff performer, as he had 14 points in 11 games last season to help the Storm to the Clark Cup Championship. Earlier this season, the uncommitted forward helped Team USA to a gold medal at the World Junior A Challenge and was also named to the USHL NHL Top Prospects game. In addition to the Tri-City, Limoges previously played for Selects Academy and the Washington Little Capitals. And the other co-forward was Blake Lizotte of the Fargo Force. In 2 games, he had 2 goals, 3 assists, and a +4 rating. Lizotte had a goal and 2 assists in Fargo's Friday night win over Cedar Rapids and 2 points in Sunday's 5-2 victory over the Sioux Falls Stampede. He has been on an absolute tear of late, scoring 14 points in his last 8 games dating back to February 17th. The St. Cloud State commit is currently sporting a 5-game point streak with 10 points in that span, 4 of which have been Fargo victories. He's currently tied for second in the USHL in scoring with 51 points in 46 games. Lizotte's 38 assists lead the team and are second among all USHL players. A native of Lindstrom, Minnesota, Lizotte won a gold medal with Team USA at the World Junior A Challenge earlier this season and was previously named USHL Forward of the Week on September 29th. He was selected 4th overall by the Force in the 2015 USHL Phase 1 draft and previously played for the Minot Minotaurs and Chicago Lakes.
And your co-defenseman of the week, starting with the Waterloo Blackhawks player Jake Ryzek. In 2 games played, he had 1 goal, 2 assists, and was a +3 rating. Ryzek dished out an assist in Waterloo's 5-3 victory over Dubuque on Friday before scoring a goal and adding his second helper of the weekend in the Hawks' 6-1 triumph over the league-leading Sioux City Musketeers on Saturday. This is Ryzek's 3rd Defenseman of the Week honor this season after winning back-to-back weekly honors in February. The Providence College commit has been stellar on the back end for Waterloo with 29 points in 44 games, which ranks 7th among all USHL defensemen in scoring and 8th on the Blackhawks roster. Ryzek has earned at least 1 point in 5 of his last 7 games with 6 points during that span and leads the USHL with a +30 rating this season, thanks to a weekend where he finished at +3 overall. The Ludlow, Massachusetts native was selected in the 7th round, 203rd overall by the Chicago Blackhawks at the 2016 NHL Draft and was named to this season's U.S. Junior Select Team for the World Junior A Challenge, where he helped Team USA to a gold medal. And your second co-defenseman of the week was Mario Ferraro of the Des Moines Buccaneers. In 2 games played, Ferraro had 1 goal, 2 assists, and was a +1 rating. And after dishing out a helper on Friday night, Ferraro had a goal and an assist in Des Moines' 4-3 victory in Omaha on Saturday. He has excelled in his rookie season in the USHL, tallying 36 points in 51 games, second among both the Buccaneers roster and all USHL defensemen. That total is also tops among rookie defensemen and 3rd among all USHL rookies, and his 8 goals are tied with Ryzek for the most among defensemen. The University of Massachusetts commit has been especially hot over the last 6 weeks with 15 points in his last 13 games dating back to February 4th. He has also been lethal on the man advantage with 14 assists, 3rd among all USHL players. Ferraro was named to the USHL NHL Top Prospects game and was ranked 107th among North American skaters in January's NHL Central Scouting midterm rankings. A native of King City, Ontario, he was selected in the 17th round, 262nd overall by Des Moines in the 2015 USHL Phase 2 draft.
And the goaltender of the week is Logan Halliday of the Bloomington Thunder, who last week went 1-0-1-1 with a 1.57 goals against average and a .948 save percentage. Halliday had a busy week, stopping a combined 73 shots in Bloomington's games Thursday and Friday in Muskegon before making 19 saves on 20 shots in the Thunder's 4-1 win over Team USA on Sunday afternoon. In his 28 games with Bloomington, he sports a record of 12-11-3-1, a .908 save percentage, and a 2.61 goals against average. Halliday has made 114 saves in his last 5 games, resulting in the Thunder earning at least 1 point in each of those contests. He's also made 30 or more saves in 9 of his 30 appearances and has stopped a total of 710 shots this year. A native of Cary, North Carolina, Halliday is committed to Merrimack College and previously played for the Tri-City Storm, Waterloo Blackhawks, Janesville Jets, and the Chicago Young Americans. And those were this week's USHL CCM Players of the Week. CCM is the official equipment provider of the United States Hockey League. And now it's time to give you a look at the USHL standings. There's one game tonight as the Omaha Lancers are taking the bus trip up to Cedar Rapids in Iowa to take on the Rough Riders. But as we sit here at just shy of 4 o'clock Eastern on Wednesday, we're going to go ahead and reset the standings for you. We're going to start out west with Sean.
Thanks, Matt. The Western Conference and the USHL are currently led by the Sioux City Musketeers with 73 points, and they have a record of 33-10-5-2. Right behind them are the Waterloo Blackhawks, and they have a record of 33-14-2-2 for 70 points. In third place in the Western playoff standings are the Des Moines Buccaneers, who have 66 points and a record of 31-16-1-3. And 1 point behind the Buccaneers are the Fargo Force with 65 points with a record of 30-15-4-1. And currently that wraps up the playoff standings, but in fifth place are the Lincoln Stars, who have 59 points, just a couple behind the Fargo Force. The Stars have a record of 27-19-4-1. In sixth place are the Omaha Lancers with a record of 20-25-5-1, and they have 46 points. Just behind them, the Tri-City Storm have a record of 18-25-6-2, and that is good for 44 points. And just behind them in eighth place are the Sioux Falls Stampede, who have 41 points and a record of 17-27-2-5.
And now for the Eastern Conference, which is led by the Chicago Steel. In 50 games played, they have a record of 33-12-2-3. That is good for 71 points. 2 points behind them in second place, having played 51 games so far, are the Dubuque Fighting Saints. Their record is 31-13-5-2, and again, they have 69 points. In third place are the Muskegon Lumberjacks. In 52 games, they have a record of 31-17-3-1, which is good for 66 points. In fourth place are your Youngstown Phantoms. In 51 games played, they have a record of 29-17-4-1, which is good for 63 points. Just outside the playoff picture in fifth place, 52 games played, are the Green Bay Gamblers, 27-21-2-2. That's good for 58 points. In sixth place are the Bloomington Thunder. In 51 games played, their record is 21-23-4-3. That's good for 49 points. In seventh place are the Madison Capitals. In 50 games, their record is 21-26-1-2, which is good for 45 points. In eighth place is Team USA. In 49 games played, they have a record of 19-27-1-2, which is good for 41 points. And in ninth place are the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders. In 50 games played this season, they have a record of 10-36-3-1, which is good for 24 points. And now to take a look at the playoff picture. Playoffs! We are going to talk to you about playoffs, even though our goal is just to win one game at a time. And Sean, do you have the playoff primer in front of you? You do? All right, so why don't you go ahead and take it away with the Western Conference.
Well, the first four teams in the West, Sioux City, Waterloo, Des Moines, and Fargo, taking a look at their magic numbers. Sioux City only has 5, so they're pretty close to clinching that top playoff spot. But right behind them are the Waterloo Blackhawks, and their magic number is 8, with 9 games remaining. In third place are the Des Moines Buccaneers, and their magic number is 12. They also have 9 games remaining. And the final playoff spot are the Fargo Force. Their magic number is 13, with only 10 games remaining. In fifth place, the Lincoln Stars. Their magic number is 19, and eliminated from playoff contention are the Omaha Lancers, Tri-City Storm, and Sioux Falls Stampede. So bit of a tight race between that 4 and 5 spot, as only 6 points separate the Fargo Force and the Lincoln Stars. Should be a pretty big push to the playoffs. If you look at the standings, only about 8 or 9 points between the top 4 teams.
That is a brutal schedule for the Fargo Force. Out of their 10 remaining games, 8 of them are against teams that are inside the playoff picture right now. The only 2 games that are not are against Team USA, the U17s. Now, it may be the U17s, but as the Phantoms have learned, they are no pushovers. And so it could be an interesting to watch Fargo and Lincoln battle it out for that 4th seed. I mean, I guess if you think about it, Lincoln needs to win 4 more games than Fargo over this final stretch, and Lincoln will get the 4th spot and not the Fargo Force. So that's how you got to look at it. Is if Fargo goes 4 and 6 in their last 10, then Lincoln needs to go 8 and 1 over their last 9. So
looking at just these numbers, anything's possible. And that's one of the things that I personally really like about the playoff push is anything can and probably will happen. So it's very, very exciting time for all parties involved.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the Eastern Conference playoff picture as far as magic numbers go. And again, this is just to clinch a playoff spot. This is not to clinch seeding. That is definitely still up in the air. All right, first place Chicago Steel. Their magic number is 4, so they can actually clinch a game this weekend. Any combination of 2 Chicago wins and 2 Green Bay losses, any combination of 4 points that way will clinch a playoff spot for the Chicago Steel. Magic number for the Dubuque Fighting Saints is 6. For the Muskegon Lumberjacks, the magic number is 9. For your Phantoms, that magic number is 12. For the Green Bay Gamblers, in 5th place, their magic number is 17. For the Bloomington Thunder, 26. Madison Capitals, their magic number is 30. Team USA, their magic number is 34. And the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders have been eliminated from playoff contention. And again, looking at the schedules for 4th and 5th place in the Eastern Conference, Sean, we took a look at how difficult the Fargo schedule was out west. It is the exact opposite in the East. The Phantoms only have 1 game remaining against a team that is in the playoff picture currently. That is when they take on the Chicago Steel. Next Sunday, on the 26th, and Green Bay actually has at least if you look at it on paper, has a fairly easy schedule. They do not have a single game remaining against a team that is in playoff contention. So the Phantoms, they have a 5-point lead on the Green Bay Gamblers, and this could go down to the final weekend.
It very well could. Just looking at Green Bay's schedule, we know that the Madison Capitals, although kind of back in the standings, they can pose a pretty big fight, as do the Bloomington Thunder. So there are some potential games here coming up for the Gamblers that really could be very interesting to watch. Even on paper, it may not look like they're going to be that exciting, but you and I both know that those teams are very exciting to watch and they're fun to play against.
Yeah, the Phantoms are going to get a tough test out in Omaha this weekend. Cedar Rapids was very competitive when they were in town a couple of months ago. Then, of course, there's that game against Chicago, and then there's Lincoln in the U17. So even though the Phantoms aren't playing a team that's left in playoff contention, that is by no means an easy schedule. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up the playoffs, by taking a look at the race for the Anderson Cup. These are magic numbers to clinch the Anderson Cup. Right now, Sioux City has the inside track. They are 2 points ahead of the Chicago Steel. Magic number to clinch is 19 points. Chicago, magic number 21. Waterloo, 22. Dubuque, 23. Des Moines, 26. Muskegon, 26. Fargo, 27. And Youngstown, 29. So, in theory, every team, the 1 through 7 there, they all have a shot to clinch the Anderson Cup, which is the regular season championship, most points, and gives you home ice throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, it's looking like 92 is going to be the magic number to kind of hit in points total, at least just looking at it on paper. 92 points to win the Anderson Cup. So, again, very, very doable with these last remaining, 9 or 10 games that we have left.
Yeah, 92 points, and the Phantoms would need to go a perfect 8 for 8. That would only get them to, 81? 82.
If they were to win 8 games, that would give them 16 more points.
So it would get the Phantoms to 81 points from their current 63. So with Sioux City currently having 73. Yeah, Miss Sioux City can only win 3 of their remaining games, and the Phantoms would have to go undefeated. I mean, anything's possible. This is the USHL. We've seen this Phantoms team rip off 17 wins in a row within the past couple of years. So, I guess from the slogan from back in the 90s is showing that I'm a 90s kid here. Hey, it could happen.
Anything's possible in this league and in most leagues towards this time of year. March Madness is starting in the NCAA college basketball, so Cinderella teams are kind of a big deal in March. So it could be a big thing for the Phantoms to make that final push, and there is still a chance, Matt.
March Madness going on, of course, in college hockey, too. We spoke about that back in our alumni report. Well, that will wrap up this week's episode of Inside the Glass, the weekly Youngstown Phantoms podcast. Be sure to tune in Friday and Saturday night on either Hockey TV or 1290 a.m. out of Omaha when Isaac Berkey brings you all of the action between the Phantoms and the Lancers. So for Sean Stewart and Logan McNamara, my name's Matt Lipsack. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody, this week. Sound out. Fade to black.